Welcome. This is Solopreneur Success Strategies, and I'm Jane Gardner. Welcome. Please welcome you to jane-gardner.com/SSS because that's where everything gets done for Solopreneur Success Strategies, and I'm Jane Gardner. Today I got to show you my little fancy picture, Jill or Jack or Jill of All Trades Thursday, where we talk about all the things that you need to know as a solopreneur and some of the things that I feel you need to know a little bit about a lot of things, including your website, your computer, your HTML and WordPress, your cash flow and email, and all the other things in your business. Because knowing a little about a lot of these things will keep you in control of your business, and you'll know how things are going. You can quickly change things in your business. So let's get started. Hi, this is me again. So I'll just briefly tell you, since this is about the third show, hopefully you already know who I am. I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband for the last almost 20 years in our engineering firm over there in Canada. And we have been in a home-based business since 1992. And we've traveled. I'm an artist, and we know all about the challenges and tribulations of being in home business as well as working together. So that'll be another show. So welcome. About 3 years ago, I decided to go out on the internet and see what I could do to help others in their business. So I have a few websites, as we all do, and I'm considered a mem queen, doing my mems all the time. So you'll see me out there, and welcome. So today we're going to we talked a little bit about what HTML was and how you can use it, and also what a basic page of HTML looks like. And why, you ask? Well, probably I'll sum it all up in another show once we go over a few items from HTML and how you should know them. But basically with WordPress, a lot of people are using WordPress. About 70% of websites are WordPress. And you should be able to go in the back end of your WordPress site and make a few changes in the HTML at the minimum in order to keep control of your website. Because of course you'll probably be the one writing your posts, adding the images and making the choices as to what your look of your website is. So you need to be able to know how to do edits quickly and how to make changes, how to make alignments. And well, basically this is going to be about how to put images into an HTML page, but it also shows you the structure of the coding for an image, so that when you're in the back end of your website and you don't understand why your image is like 3 times the size of what it should be or too small, you can actually look at the code and not be frightened and be able to change something. So, well, let's have a look at HTML5 and images. So what we're going to do is talk about how to add an image to your web page today. And so I've already added some images into my image folder, and now I'm going to write the code for an index file to bring those images onto the index page for HTML. Now this isn't something you need to do, but the basics are in this. So I've got a easy button image that's 300 by 298, and also I have another image that's 400 by 350. And then I have the Komodo editor, which is an HTML editor. And what we need now is somewhere between the opening and closing body tags, we need to use the image tag, which is a caret, img caret, and this is a single tag. In other words, there's not going to be an opening image tag and a closing image tag. And so now this alone is not going to do anything as far as adding images, but this is the actual image tag. In other words, It is the, there's no closing image tag. It's all wrapped in one. Now you got to put in a space and use the SRC attribute, just like it's showing here in the pop-up. Come on, pop-up, where are you? There we are. This is in Komodo Editor. It has a lot of the existing code in it, so it's very useful. And then you'd use a double quote, and you're going to put the location of the image between the double quotes. So, for example, this easy button is in this folder here. So you need to put a backslash, and then the name of the file, and then the file type. So here we go. So it's backslash, double quotes, backslash folder, backslash name, underscore of, underscore the, underscore image dot jpg, double quote. And that should produce our image. So let's go ahead and save this. And this is the preview of the image. And that's how you put the image into your web page, because that's the index.html page. And that's what it's going to look like. So there's other things that you can do with it. You can style it with some additional attributes. You can put a border around it. Let's see if we're going to put a border around it. Or no, we're going to put the height. So we're going to change the height. So we're going to add the height attribute and the width attribute. So the height attribute you put after the name of it. Height equals double quotes 150 double quotes. Then width equals double quotes 150 double quotes, and then border equals double quotes value equals double quotes caret. So anyway, I did try and save. Anyway. So then you come back and refresh it, and it's a smaller image. The drawback is that even though it looks nice, is that the browser actually loads the original video image size, and then it scales it down to with those additional attributes. So in order to increase the speed of your page loading, instead of having the visitor browser do all the resizing, I would go ahead and make the image the size you want it to be displayed, rather than having a large image, and then putting in those additional attributes. So that's how you add images to your web page, and it's the same with if you're going to add it into your WordPress website, if you had to. Obviously, there's another way to do it with WordPress. So that was just a quick tutorial to show you that it is possible, and that the image tag it does not have a closing tag, and you can put in the location of the image and then do attributes like the width and the height. So you probably see that, and then the target value of the border value. So I probably at the end of this HTML session, I'll probably do a summary of all the tags onto a printout for you to download. So I hope that wasn't too quick for you, but at least you learn a little bit that the image tag is img, and that it has the location of the image, and then you can put in the height of the image, the width of the image, and a value for the border of the image. And there's other things that you can do, but for now that's a very simple way to think of it. So that was quick today, but if you'd like to subscribe to more, I'm at jane-gardner.com/SSS. And at the end of this show, once I've done a few more episodes, I think I will be having an offer of taking control of your HTML and your website. We'll be looking at changing the colors on your website with HTML, creating the hyperlinks with HTML, optimizing your images. You can also space them and align them on the page in WordPress, but you can also do it with your HTML. And obviously, if you can look into the HTML on your website, you can control the look of them, how to optimize your video, your audio, what are meta tags, how to make an ordered list and an unordered list. If you've ever tried to do a bullet list in WordPress, you always find that there's always one bullet that's going off to the side, and you never know why until you have a look and see why in the HTML, and you can fix it. Horizontal line. I think we'll also look at, the paragraph tag, because actually it's very important, even though people don't think it is. And then also how to validate the HTML so that it's correct, and what kind of HTML editors you can use to create some HTML if you want to do some basic pages. And then how to edit an HTML sales page for a sales button for PayPal. And then, of course, the highlight is the div tag. It's the most often used tag for me on my website. HTML in the WordPress website. So if you want to go find out a bit more about it, you can go to JG. I spelled that wrong. JGTIPS.com/HTML5. So that's jgtips.com/HTML5. And there will be a offer on helping you learn some of the HTML you need to be a solopreneur and a Jill or Jack of all trades, because you as a solopreneur have to know a little bit about a lot of things being a solopreneur, and it's always good to be able to take control of your business and save time, save money, and not have to wait for developers, website developers, or your graphic designer, or all these other people who you should hire, but who are busy just as much as you when you want to make quick changes to your assets. So thank you for listening, and this is Jane Gardner at jane-gardner.com, and you can subscribe at /SSS. Thank you.